For the last 100 years or so, pop culture has kind of been dominated by comic books, and in the later years of these last 100 years, have been dominated by all of the movies that are being released based under their properties, based video games based under their properties, TV shows based under their properties. Pretty much everything to do with our modern pop culture landscape has to do with comics to some degree. And the two juggernauts in that respect would be Marvel and DC. Now, Marvel and DC have both amassed a large fan base in the 100 plus years that both industries have, well, both companies have been around. And with those large fan bases comes a large amount of toxicity. A lot of it stemming from DC fans throwing shade toward Marvel fans, but there's also a bit of shade from Marvel fans being thrown to DC fans. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of chaos between the two fan bases. So I thought, you know what? I might as well just talk about it because I have I wouldn't say really interesting views on it, but I just want to give kind of my insight into all of it, right? So I myself am a Marvel and DC fan. I don't pick sides. I don't like to, like pick a camp, I like DC for certain things and I like Marvel for certain things. With Marvel, for example, I love the MCU. I basically grew up watching MCU movies, right? I love Marvel movies. And I also love Marvel's superheroes specifically. A lot of their main heroes. There's also some really great villains that are some of my favorite characters too, but it's mainly the heroes that I look towards when it comes to Marvel. The DC side I think does much better with their villains as compared to Marvel's villains, so I gravitate more towards Marvel's heroes. Um but with DC, I love their TV shows, I love their video games, I love their animated catalog, their comics. And so I really love both of them and you couldn't make me choose, right? But obviously, I know that's not how it is with some people. Some people tend to gravitate entirely towards DC, and some tend to gravitate entirely towards Marvel. The problem arises, however, when people start throwing shade at the one, right? And start calling the one bad or terrible and, things like that, right? But it's not just saying that Marvel sucks. It doesn't really stop there, right? A lot of the issues that arise start like they're very like specific, very major issues, right? So for starters, DC fans complain that Marvel is too soft, right? I'm going to start talking with DC fans first because I feel like DC fans are the ones who are spreading a lot of the toxicity, right? DC fans have this thing where they like to complain that Marvel's too childish or too soft, right? And I want to address that. First of all, comic books were originally designed for younger children. I don't understand the whole Marvel is too soft type of thing. I get that over the years, comic books have matured and they deal with a lot of serious issues. But to say that, oh, Marvel's too soft, their stuff is too childish, the Avengers, they're too childish, this, and this, it's kind of silly. It's kind of a silly complaint. Like, saying that Marvel's too childish is honestly kind of ridiculous, especially considering how many of the characters deal with a lot of serious themes and like real life issues. I mean, the X-Men, right? Let's take the X-Men for instance, right? The X-Men were literally built, like designed around like their whole team, their whole character, all the themes with around the X-Men have to do with discrimination and actual like real world societal like issues that many people can actually relate to, which is why the X-Men are such a strong team and why they're so well received with Marvel fans and obviously comic book regulars and also pop like fans of movies in general, right? People watch the X-Men movies, they love the X-Men movies too. So that's the reason why X-Men works so well, is because they deal with real societal issues and like stuff like that. They deal with actual serious topics. And um the whole complaint that Marvel is too childish, if Marvel was so childish, then they wouldn't be dealing with like real world themes, real world topics. They'd just kind of be sitting around and just like doing like cheesy like making cheesy plot lines about Spider-Man saving cats from trees or something silly, something like really really silly, right? I mean, Spider-Man. Let's even take Spider-Man for instance. Spider-Man, I pretty much, it's a popular thing at this point that we all know that Spider-Man, like Peter Parker, genuinely is one of the most depressed like characters to ever walk the face of planet Earth. I mean, the dude has gone through so much. He goes through so much pain and strife. And the writers of Marvel, like Marvel, genuinely do not like Spider-Man. They're putting this guy through the worst of the worst all the time. And like to say that Marvel is childish again, we're looking at Spider-Man here. None of the stuff that Peter goes through is childish by any means, right? That whole complaint I think just comes from like, oh, they watch a PG-13 MCU movie and it's like, oh, Marvel's childish. Oh, their superheroes are so goofy. Oh, Captain America, he's so goofy. Look at him in his spandex. Oh, look at Iron Man, he's cracking jokes. Like, okay, yeah, the MCU has like the MCU's comedic, right? They have funny jokes, right? That doesn't make Marvel childish all of a sudden just because they tell jokes, right? I mean, if you go and watch the DCEU movies, there are plenty of times where characters make jokes, right? It's not like super serious, ultra serious Gooberman all the time. I mean, there's literally like we literally have Shazam, which is basically like a superhero comedy. Like, come on. I mean, it's crazy that people will say these things about Marvel having only watched the movies. That's another complaint that I have. People genuinely who complain about Marvel being too childish, they've only ever seen the movies, right? If you actually read some Marvel comics, you would see how serious things can get. Civil War, Wolverine, like even like Wolverine, the stuff that he goes through, the pain that he goes through. I mean, I don't even want to touch on Iron Man and his alcoholic issues. Like, dude, there's some pretty deep stuff there, right? And even Hulk, man, just like go read up about like some stuff about the Hulk, dude. Hulk is genuinely like he's been through the absolute worst, man. And then people will be like, oh, but all the Avengers, they just crack jokes all the time. Oh, they don't take things seriously. They're just silly superheroes. Yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, they're acting as if Batman didn't wear purple gloves and underwear over his pants like when he first came out, right? They're acting like DC's been serious or since the beginning of time. Yeah, no, dude. DC only got serious like in the 80s, bro. Like the 80s is really the shift for both Marvel and DC where things actually started getting more serious when they moved away from the Silver Age into like the darker stuff, right? It's not as if DC has been dark since the beginning, right? I mean, DC doesn't stand for dark comics, it stands for detective comics. Like it's not that hard to comprehend. Seriously. I mean, Superman used to wear tights outside of his he used to wear underwear outside of his tights. Like I mean seriously, they used to be so goofy. I mean, Aquaman is literally a superhero who talks to fish. Like he talks to like sea animals, bro, and he can control, like he can manipulate and communicate telepathically with sea animals. Like, come on, bro. Like, how much goofier can you get? They'll look at Spider Man's costume and be like, oh, Spider Man's such a goofy hero. Like, what type of thing is going on over there? Like, he's wearing a silly costume. Who would look at Spider Man? And then like they've never read a single Spider Man comic. Like, it's hilarious to me. How are you chatting right now? How are you actually talking right now like a real person? There's no way you're actually talking. So I think it's just really interesting to me that people will say these things without actually having done their research, actually stop, just pause the movies for a second, right? Because I know you're just watching them to make fun of Marvel, right? Pause, get off YouTube, get off the comment section, get off the movie, and actually go do some research, read some comics, and then come back and say that Marvel's still childish. Go ahead and say it, bro. Because like they act like DC's the doom and gloom of everything. The new Superman movie that we just watched, this is proof that some of the DC fans aren't even real, bro. Because again, with the recent new Superman movie, and I talked about this in a previous video, right? With the Superman movie, people didn't like David Cornsweet's Superman because he was too cheesy. He was saving squirrels and dogs, and he was too bright and colorful. I mean, some people were even calling him like the gay Superman. Like, I mean, it's really dumb. Like that's so dumb, dude. Do you even remember what Superman's core value is about? Or like his core values, his morals, his values, what he stands for. Did you guys forget that, or are you just like completely brainwashed by Henry Cavill's Superman? Seriously, like that doesn't make any sense to me. You guys will watch Henry Cavill's Superman and be like, oh yeah, that's my Superman. He's the GOAT. He's awesome. You guys like Henry Cavill. You don't actually like Superman, and I said this in my previous video. It's the same thing like with Ben Affleck's Batman. Like Ben Affleck's Batman, he is a great Batman, right? And Batman is a darker character, right? However, like Ben Affleck's Batman also flipping like branded people with his batarangs, and he literally killed multiple people. Like he actually killed people, which is not what Batman's character is all about, right? Superman doesn't kill, and Batman doesn't kill. Guess what? Henry Cavill's Superman killed, and Ben Affleck's Batman killed. And don't even get me started with Ben Affleck's Batman. Ben Affleck's Batman isn't even a top 5 live action Batman. Okay, he's like bottom 3. Okay, don't even start with me. I'm not gonna get into a conversation comparing Ben Affleck with another live action Superman. I mean, live action Batman. Spoiler alert: Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Robert Pattinson, they're all better. Okay, Adam West is even better. Okay, he's even better than Ben Affleck. I don't want to have this conversation. The only one, oh, Michael Keaton too. He's better as well. Like we can't just keep watching movies and then saying that, oh no, this is how it actually is, right? No, it's not. It's a different interpretation. If you go back to the comics, you realize that some of these characters and what they do isn't actually reflected in the movies, because in the comics they are very different character. The comics is the original character. The movie is just a different adaptation. So we need to get that through our heads and stop acting like, oh, everything is it's all in the movies, bro. Yeah, go read some comics, dude. There's some great sites that you can read comics online for free. All right. I'm not the plug that you're looking for though, so I can't give you the source, unfortunately. But yeah, it's really annoying. It's really annoying. And then another thing outside of the whole like soft argument is that people just genuinely think that DC characters are just like way more powerful than Marvel characters. Like in a lot of fight debates, I'm the type of person who gets into a lot of like fight debates with people with versus with different characters, right? I'm within that space, right? So it for me, what I when I see somebody just like saying, oh, if it's like a super situation where it's Superman versus Thor, right? They'll just be like, oh no, it's Superman negative. He would just split blitz Thor, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, man. And I hate that it's a speed blitz argument every time, even though some of the characters that they say will speed blitz like hardly ever just speed blitz people. Like Flash doesn't just like speed blitz people like all the time, right? He fights intelligently. He doesn't just like boom speed blitz. I run straight through you. He's not A Train, okay? He doesn't just run through people, okay? It doesn't work like that. Like, oh, Flash just speed blitzes it. Flash versus the Avengers. Oh, Flash just speed blitz everybody. He wins. Oh, okay, yeah. Except like Flash gets speed blitz the Hulk multiple times and it wouldn't do anything. So Hulk just needs to grab Flash once, pick him up, and then just rip him in half. GG. Yeah. Okay. Oh, but Hulk would never just rip somebody in half. Okay, fine, fair enough. Then he'd still slam and pound Flash into the ground. Like that's great, man. We can like there's a strength and speed argument. Oh, Flash is so much faster though, so he definitely win. And he has the infinite mass punch. Okay, good for him. Infinite mass punch isn't gonna do jack to Hulk, bro. He's taken way more powerful attacks. Like, okay, cool, we got the infinite mass punch. Nice. I don't even think that infinite mass punch could like affect Superman that much, right? Superman would probably get hurt by it, but like he could tank it, and the Hulk would probably tank it too. Like they acting as if infinite mass punch is just gonna like like end of the world or something. It's crazy, right? So the whole like the idea that DC characters are just like overwhelmingly more powerful than Marvel characters is honestly ridiculous to me, because like they'll take the Justice League, right? And the Justice League versus the Avengers, right? Oh, Justice League slams. But like first of all, which version of the Avengers are we talking about, right? And which version of the Justice League are we talking about? Because there are different versions of the Avengers, different versions of the Justice League, right? If we're using the original 7 and versus the original 6, then yeah, obviously the Justice League is gonna swamp, like they're gonna stomp, right? It's an absolute slaughter. It's not fair, right? But if you start to look at other Avengers, if you start to add in, like, if you start to bring in, like, your Blue Marvels, if you start to bring in your Scarlet Witches, that's when it starts to become more interesting, you know what I'm saying? And I've said this before, like, there are characters in Marvel that could absolutely solo the Justice League, bro. There's, like, single individual characters that could solo the Justice League. Um, Silver Surfer himself could probably solo many members of the Justice League by himself, bro. He's already just as fast as Barry Allen's Flash. Not Wally West. Wally West is way faster, but but Silver Surfer is just as fast as Barry Allen's Flash. He's just as fast as Superman, arguably even faster. They're like and Silver Surfer has greater versatility, so he could actually destroy multiple members of the Justice League at once. He could literally trap many of them in his surfboard, and it would be like the easiest thing ever, right? Like, we have to stop acting like DC just has the more powerful characters. It doesn't work like that. The most powerful character in all of fiction is the one above all, and the one above all, surprise, surprise, is a Marvel character. So, already that's point Marvel. They have the most powerful character, right? So I don't think it's fair that DC fans would just say that, oh, Superman would win, oh, Flash would win. You guys are biased to your own characters. You've never read a Thor story before. You never even read about the Sentry. Oh yeah, the Sentry stuff too, dude. Like, Superman versus Sentry is becoming a lot more popular ever since Thunderbolts came out. Like, dude, if you've actually read the comic, like Marvel comics, and like you can compare it to Superman, you can do whatever you want, bro. At the end of the day, dude, Sentry has way too many powers. First of all, he's way too durable. Secondly, and third of all, I mean, he has the Void, right? Those are three of the biggest advantages in Sentry's favor. Superman, you could argue that Superman's physically stronger, right? He's like physically stronger, he's physically more durable and physically faster, right? The durability part is a bit questionable because Sentry has a healing factor, and his healing factor should allow him to basically like take and tank any attack that Superman throws his way. Heat vision isn't gonna do jack. Freeze breath isn't gonna do jack. Superman's best bet is trying to speed boost Sentry, right? That's Superman's best bet. Unfortunately, though, that's just not gonna work though, because Sentry's just gonna like just attach himself again immediately. Like, and he will absolutely destroy Superman. I promise you that. I can tell you this right now, bro. If you actually lock in and go read some Marvel comics and you go read about some of Sentry's feats, dude, Sentry would absolutely wipe the floor with Superman, right? I mean, even this like the most modern, like newest form of Superman, right? People are saying that he's incredibly powerful, he's insanely strong, right? But like, dude, the Sentry's feats, bro, like it's just way too much. It's just not fair. So I don't. I think it's crazy that people will just say that DC has the more powerful characters. I just don't think it's right, right? But then also with the Marvel fans as well, it's like, oh, Scarlet Witch just solos everything. Scarlet Witch solos everything. But like, at the same time, Scarlet Witch is also technically a glass cannon, bro. I mean, maybe not in the actually, yeah, in the movie, she got killed by a giant rock. Like, come on, man. Like, Scarlet Witch is a glass cannon. I get that she can manipulate bend reality, right? She can do whatever, right? And I mean, there's a good chance she could probably solo the Justice League, but Marvel fans also need to stop acting like every single like some of these individual characters would just like beat everybody in the multiverse or something. Like, Scarlet Witch isn't just negging the multiverse, the DC multiverse or anything like that. That's crazy, man. And I've seen people make that argument. I've seen people make the argument that Scarlet Witch could solo the entirety of the DC multiverse. Like, that's crazy to me. That's insane. I think Marvel fans definitely need to take a chill pill on that front, right? But in all honesty, really, I think we just need to stop with all this hating. We got to stop with all this hating, guys. I mean, seriously, both universes, both franchises, both companies produce great content, right? Maybe you don't like Marvel movies. That's okay. But try maybe tapping into some, and like maybe try tapping into one of the shows. Try some of the shows. Maybe read a comic or two. Maybe you've been thinking about reading Civil War because people kept talking about it back in 2016. Team Captain America, by the way. But maybe try tap in. If you don't want to watch the movie, then maybe read the comic. Just try tap in a little bit. Just try tap in a little bit. Just just try it. And the Marvel fans, same thing. Like, maybe you've heard some not so nice things about DC movies. Maybe try venture outside of the DC extended universe. Try look for movies like the Dark Knight trilogy. Maybe try it out. I know people like glaze it a lot, but the glaze is well deserved. I mean, come on, it's the Dark Knight trilogy. But just give it a try. And I get the complaints. Batman's way too glazed. He's way too overrated. I've made a video talking about Batman before. People glaze Spider-Man too much. People glaze Spider-Man too much. Hey, Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, bro. And I know he gets glazed a lot, but I mean, Batman is the face of DC. Spider-Man's the face of Marvel. They're gonna get glazed, bro. Like, there's nothing you can do. They have the two biggest fan base. Their fan bases are basically single-handedly carrying their franchise, right? If if you're talking about Marvel, good chances are you're gonna mention Spider-Man at some point. If you're talking about DC, there's good chance that you're probably gonna mention Batman at some point, right? They're basically carrying their franchises, right? But I feel like we need to take a chill pill and just stop with all the hating. Let's just Let's not perpetrate, like, let's not instigate with each other, start beef with each other. Let's just chill. If you like Marvel and but you don't really mess with DC, okay, that's cool, right? But you don't gotta go trashing it. I mean, I get free speech. Yeah, free speech, you can say whatever you want, right? But come on, man, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, bro. I feel like we should just DC fans should just enjoy the content that they have from DC, the stuff that they love, the games that they love, the TV shows that they love, the characters that they love. Marvel fans, enjoy the movies that you love, the games that you love, all that stuff, man. And let's just not try to be at war with each other. I just wanted to give my insight on all of this stuff that's like all this toxicity that's popped up regarding DC fans, but also Marvel fans as well. Like it's getting out of hand, man. All right, Marvel isn't soft and DC isn't all dark and edgy. I think we need to start to look more deeply into the franchises that we support, and also stop supporting just like stop just like holding on and clutching onto one character but saying you're a DC fan. Like being a fan of Batman, reading all the Batman comics, all that stuff, that's great and all, bro. But like, if you don't know the single thing about any other DC character, you're not actually a DC fan. You're a Batman fan. It's a very different. It's very different to be a fan of one character and then or to be a fan of entire franchise. Because being a fan of entire franchise is getting excited when you hear of new stuff, new projects, everything to do with many different characters, many different areas regarding the entirety of that verse, and not just, oh, there's another Batman movie coming out, awesome, I can't wait to see it. Like, dude, there's always another Batman movie. Like, that's not a surprise at all, right? But you're just telling us that you're a Batman fan. You're not actually a DC fan. Because a DC fan would have been like, hey, there's making a Clayface horror movie. I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to see it. The Supergirl movie should be really interesting. I really enjoyed the new Superman movie, right? Instead of, I can't wait for the Batman 2. I can't wait for the Batman 2. And I mean, yeah, you can watch something and say, oh, I didn't really enjoy this Supergirl project. I didn't really enjoy this Penguin project. I didn't really enjoy it. I mean, you can't really say that you didn't enjoy the Penguin though, because apparently it's just objectively amazing. But like being a fan of one character, it's the same thing as Spider-Man, right? Watching all the Spider-Man movies, cosplaying as Spider-Man, playing every Spider-Man game, that's great and all, but you're a Spider-Man fan, bro. You're not a Marvel fan, bro. Marvel fans, DC fans, fans of the franchise get excited, hyped around, and have a knowledge of most of the entirety of their franchise and not just knowledge on one character. Because if you have knowledge on one character, you're just a fan of that character, bro. You're not actually a fan of the entire franchise that you supposedly support, right? So let's just all take a chill pill, stop being toxic, and let's just learn to be cool, and let's learn to coexist in peace. And also tap into Image Comics because they Loki has some underrated gems for real. Oh, and also everybody should watch Ben 10 again because Ben 10 is fire. Not the reboot though, the other ones. Ben 10, the classic one, and Ultimate Alien and Alien Force and Omniverse. Um, there's other superheroes outside of Marvel and DC that people definitely need to tap into. So, and I'm going to talk about that in a future video. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed already, you better hit that subscribe button because I'm trying to build a community here and I want you to be part of it. So yeah, get to that. And I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.